Pose for the
Hey, y'all.
camera.
Low here again.
Hey, Lo, and I'm Alnisa.
And
What
this
up?
is Don't Listen to Me podcast episode 2. We're excited to be back with y'all again tonight. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey, y'all.
Sis, tell them what they can expect
Man,
from the
expect
convo
you.
today or
Listen,
the podcast in general.
yes. So pretty much, you just never know what to expect on a on a weekly basis. Honestly, don't listen to us, but we hope that you're able to take something away from this, right? However, one week you might get a whole full on church sermon. You never know. Another week you might get a full on somebody just got cussed out.
Oh.
Another week, we might just have a full on praise break.
Hey, won't he do
Come
it?
on now. Come on, somebody. Hot.
Mm.
And then, we might just get on here and just cry it out because things be rough sometimes. And this is a platform, this is a safe space.
Girl, just I gotta tell you this. I don't really be crying like that, but I was watching
Your
a
thug, you don't be
movie.
crying.
I don't really cry like that, not like that. But there, since therapy, I
Made
will
you
bust
you
it
gonna
out.
how it happened.
I was watching this movie called Breaking. It was about, I don't know if you remember this. I'm sorry to get off on a tangent, but I don't know if you remember, like, some years ago there was a man that robbed a bank here in Atlanta, but he didn't really technically rob the bank. He, like, slid a note to the teller.
Oh,
And do you remember this story at all?
vaguely.
Vaguely, right?
Yes.
When I was watching the movie, I was like, "Wait, this happened. Like,
It
I
was
remember
based,
this." It was
really.
based on the girl. I
You was boohooing.
cried.
Yeah,
Oh,
you gotta get a good cry out. It
it was
feels better.
uncomfortable. I was like, it was out of control. Okay,
Those be
anyway.
good cries.
So
I tell you.
yeah,
So see,
we're liable to cry, and it
you
surprises even us.
listen. Well, I'm a cry
That's
baby,
right.
so
Oh.
I'm a cry. Don't listen to her. I'm a cry. She she the hard one. She the thug. I
Poor.
will cry. Now I might be cussing. You
Oh.
might while I'm crying, but I'm gonna cry. You get what I'm saying? So basically, we hope it is our hope that it is some piece of this entire show that you can take away, maybe apply to your life. But listen, all all together, don't listen to me, don't
Don't
listen
do
to
that.
Lauren. I want you to repeat that, okay? Because I don't want to be liable.
Uh,
Let's do it all together now. Don't listen to me. Okay?
Again, don't
Don't
listen
listen
to me.
to me.
All right.
We're gonna start a chant, okay? But
Yeah.
that is just we just wanna start with that. But you will have so many different varieties of things, and we're just happy to be here. Episode
So happy. Episode 2, man. That's wild. Yo, y'all, I'm still surprised that we have, like,
Y'all know how I do my slow clap. I love my slow clap.
over 150 views. That feels major for our first
Look at me. I'm about to
episode.
cry.
Oh. Don't cry, sis. Don't
I
cry.
ain't gonna
Okay.
do it. Y'all know I'm an actress. I will bust out a fake tear. No, I'm kidding. I don't be fake crying.
I can't.
I don't know how to
I can't. Love it.
Yes. So happy to be back. So what you got going on, Lauren? We drinking tonight.
You
What we drinking tonight?
all ready? No. Okay. I've been waiting this whole time to start to sipping. So,
Yeah. Me too.
shout out to my big brother. We
You
went on
got two
down
of
to my youngest big brother,
Okay. Okay.
B. We'll call
Big
him Brother B.
brother
Yeah,
B.
I like it. We went on down to the liquor store today after work,
Where?
and he tells me, "Yeah, I'll get you a bottle of wine." My siblings are rich, so I try to avoid spending
Here
money,
we go.
my own personal money, anytime I'm around them.
She does. But
So I,
hey,
yeah,
we
they're
take
rich.
We take care of
Yeah,
the
yeah, they're rich.
baby.
They do. I appreciate that. So this is, ooh, ooh, hold on, let's see what how the Instagram influencers do that
Oh,
right there.
ooh,
You
that
remember that? You
got
remember
to
that?
be
You
good.
remember that?
Some sweet
It's good.
Riesling.
It's good, y'all. And I upgraded. Look at what I got today. I got me a
You done
little
already popped that cork.
I got me a
Okay.
little cork, not a twist top today, baby.
Uh,
180 views. That's what it'll do. No, I'm just got me thinking I'm somebody. Shoot. I'm over here
you over there?
sipping
What
with a
you over there?
cork.
Twirling the cup around and sniffing it a little
Oh
bit.
yeah, let me
Taste a little.
top that off.
Uh huh.
What you drinking, sis?
I just stick to the basics. You know, I stick to the basics, and I got me another twist top.
Yes.
Come on now, come on, somebody. You
It
you can't go wrong with Sutter Home.
every
It's it,
every time.
it's reliable. It's affordable.
And it's
And,
everywhere.
and it's convenient.
Oh,
Stop.
convenient. Look
So
at
I
that.
got me a little Pinot Grigio.
No, I love
Pinot.
that.
Me too. I love me some Pinot.
I used to not like it, but the
Mm.
older I get, I'm like, oh, I like it. I like it. It's good.
Yeah, you know me and I'm more so of the bitter and the dry wines versus the sweet wines.
Yeah.
I'll bring the sweetest wine that I drink. We drink Riesling. We drink Riesling.
Yeah, yeah. That's what this is. I didn't
The
say
sweet.
that. It's a sweet Riesling.
I said
Yeah.
it out loud for you. It's okay.
Thank
I
you.
was reading the label. I was intrigued by your by your fancy smashy bottle cork. But no. So cheers, sis. We always got to cheer.
Cheers. Boop, 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 boop. Love that.
Oh, I didn't.
Mm.
Bottoms. Bottoms. Okay.
I don't know if you're supposed to tap every time or if you just tap when it's like a shot, but I tap every time.
I think it's when you take a shot. We'll have to ask a bartender.
Yeah. I
But
literally tap every time, no matter
we
what.
usually do. We usually do. But people,
Yeah.
everybody don't do that. So when I be with different people and I be tapping, I be like, ain't nobody else tapping.
Oh, I tap first so they know. Follow suit. When I come here with it quick so they
That-
know. Boom.
That's why you a
Now
leader.
don't. Oh,
That's why you a leader.
I likes it. I likes it.
I see where this night is going. I see where this night is.
uh,
It's all good though.
it's going where it's supposed to
Okay,
go.
okay, it's gonna be
Uh,
what it's supposed to be giving.
Speaking of this night going where it's supposed to go,
Hmm.
so I know we're in September now. The
Yeah,
weather is finally sort of kind of cooperating in Atlanta. Like
yeah.
we had the most rainy, lightningy, thundery summer.
It was
What?
a mess. And not to cut you off, but you know, my child literally told me this summer, she was like, I feel like there is no reason for it to rain at all during summer. It's summer break. Why does it rain during summer break?
Come on.
It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous.
Very bad. Not
Yeah,
very good, like Auntie Tat says. Very bad, child. It was very bad. Oh, or real bad, like Carisha says.
real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
So, but we're in September now.
Hmm.
We meant to catch this on the first episode, but the conversation got away from us, and we were just having a good old kiki.
Kiki.
But September is. Let me make sure I get the title of the official title correct. September is Self Care Month. Love
Yay.
that. Self care has kind of come into the awareness of like the culture more recently.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely probably more conversations around it since the pandemic.
Right.
Um, and I just want to know
Yeah.
what's some of the things that you do for to make sure that you prioritize your self care, sis.
Girl, I feel like it's so many things at this point because I'm always just trying to make sure I unwind, but ultimately I truly, 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 truly just want to be healthy all over mind, body, soul, spirit. And of course I go to therapy. I eat healthy. I work out a couple of days a week. Orange Theory be kicking my you know what. But let me
You're a
tell you,
real one.
them results with Orange Theory,
Girl.
money every single month,
I,
every single month.
girl, I wish you could, stand up and show 'em what you're working with, but we don't want to get flagged for it,
I,
you know.
I, I, I,
Cause
I
she fine. They're gonna be like, oh, I wasn't ready for how fine she is.
pose,
So
okay,
don't be
but
showing them everything.
that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. But really, one of the biggest things that I've started doing within the last couple of months, which I never even considered doing, no lie, until I read this book. It was actually a book that you put me on. Um, Think Like a Monk by
Oh,
Jay
Jay Shetty. Yeah,
Shetty.
yeah.
You remember you told me to read that book. I read it and I just loved it. I just love his energy.
Yeah.
The biggest takeaway for me in that book was the meditation portion. And
Mm.
I actually listened to those chapters a couple of times, and I even, I'm subscribed to his channels, all his YouTube channels, everything. And he has on his platforms where he specifically caters to meditation.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And so I suck at it. I would just throw that out there. But I'm a beginner, and I honestly think that when I really do focus on meditating, it definitely helps to calm my mind, calm my spirit. One of the things that I like to do, because I feel like my brain is always racing, I always have a million things going on, especially at night. I don't necessarily like taking, medications, over the counter medications. I will take some melatonin now these days. I'll take some
Mm.
melatonin,
Mhm.
but that is like because I really can't. I need to get some sleep, and I really
Yeah.
shut my brain off. However, one of the things that I've kind of gotten into the habit of doing is meditating before I go
That's
to bed.
dope. Wow,
And
I didn't know that.
yes, and even if it's just for 5 minutes, he had this one YouTube video where it was like it was either a 20 or a 21 day, and I tried it, and I didn't do it every day, but I kept up with it enough to be like, okay, I could at least get me a quick 5 minutes in. What I will say is, I do notice that my sleeping habits or my sleeping, I'm not as restless. I'm resting well, and I'm not as,
Good.
tossing and turning. And I actually, after that, I did some research on it, and I found out that that's one of the major benefits of medicine.
Meditation.
It calms your brain, and it helps you to have more peaceful rest at night. And for me, that's huge because
Yeah.
I'm usually up late, and then or I go to sleep late, and then I'm up early. And so sometimes it's for me, meditating has been mind over matter kind of thing, to where,
Mm.
you know what, I'm just shutting my brain down and focusing,
Right.
breathing and calming my anxieties, and it's really really been beneficial. So I'm
That's
gonna keep it
fire.
up. That's my
Cool.
self-care, and that's what I'm
Mm.
doing to really work on. I make everything a challenge. Like, oh, I'm gonna get you down pat meditation. Don't worry, even worry. Yeah,
Don't you worry about me.
don't worry about me. But no, it's definitely been beneficial. But what
I
about
like
you, sis?
that.
What you been doing?
You know what? I really like that. I wonder how closely aligned, like, if meditating is, if like speaking affirmations is a form of meditating, because
Hmm.
I've actually done that, and I'll every once, it's like incorporated into my normal morning routine. Like when I'm getting ready, I'll play like almost like a meditative kind of, with meditative music, and a woman that leads the affirmations, and just
Hmm.
speaking like, I am powerful,
Hmm.
I am, courageous, I am
Hmm.
strong, I deserve the highest quality of life, just
Yes.
all of these things. And it's about a 10-minute affirmation video where you speak these affirmations over you. And I did do it for a while every single day, maybe for like 2 weeks. But
Oh,
now I'll kind of just, every maybe a couple of times a week I'll just play it, and I think that really does just kind of it kind I don't know I don't think it's doing any negative stuff. So I feel like if
right,
anything, maybe I don't notice all of the benefits
right.
just in the moment, but
Yeah.
I think over time I'd probably do show up more confident, and I am
Yeah.
taking more risk probably because of the things that I'm speaking over myself in the morning. But yeah, so
That's
probably I think that's one of the things. I think there are probably maybe like three main things that I do for self care. I'm trying to think the way I spend my time. So I I love I'm like an introvert, so I
yeah.
recharge in solitude.
Yeah.
So I can if I feel overwhelmed or overstimulated, say like, I just went on a work retreat, or I had like I was just been around a lot of people for a lot of things. It's like, I gotta perform and put on my big girl face and
Mhm.
all this. It can feel draining to me when I have to perform for people a lot.
Yeah.
So um I honor that feeling, and I will give myself permission to, like, if it's a weekend and I'm just
Yeah.
like, yeah, there I could do laundry. Could I could do that. But I'm not
But am I? Am I gonna do
I'm not doing that, man. I'm about to pour me a mimosa,
that? And sit in this bed and watch
or
a
order me
series and just binge watch it, right?
period. Order some Uber Eats and
Yeah.
rewatch Game of Thrones for the fifth
Mm.
time.
It's
Gonna binge it.
probably the 20th time, but okay, we'll go with five. But no, that's a good point, sis. And you know what? Even for me, and honestly, I think for me, it's because you're an introvert, I'm an extrovert. And even as I have gotten older, and you know me, I think we all of us, as in siblings, value relationships. And so for me, valuing a relationship could mean, okay, well, let me make sure, even if I don't see my best friend every month, let me make sure we see each other at least once every other month and go to lunch,
Hmm.
and make sure I take the kids on to see their friends across town and blah 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 blah. But
Hmm.
the older I've gotten, the more aware I've become of just being in my own space, like you said, solitude. And now I feel like it's a different meaning for me because I'm completely okay with not having anything go
Mm.
on and saying, no, I can't do that this weekend. I literally, like, you know me, you know
Yeah.
me your whole life, and I
Yeah.
have been that person that I've kind of always felt obligated when someone has said, "Oh, can you
Yeah.
do this? Can you come do that? Can you blah blah blah?" It could be because I live so far from everybody now, and I'd be like, "I ain't about to," and gas is high. Ain't
Oh
about
yes.
high gas, but
Yes.
ultimately, it's really become even for heightened for me to be like, you know what, you just can't do everything, and you just got to be okay with it. And so, even if it means me just saying no to some events or some outings and just not going, and I don't have to have a reason. I I, I just need time for myself.
Yeah. That's it. That's all.
That's it. That's all. I like that, sis. That's it. That's don't, but don't listen to me. I'm
Yeah,
just saying
don't
how
listen to
I
me.
operate. That's how
This is
I
what we
operate.
do. This
Yeah,
how I do. That she do.
you do
Don't
what you
listen
do.
to me.
You do what
So
you
that I definitely honored solitude, spending some time alone.
do. Hmm.
Also, I feel, as much as I like being alone, I can't. We're not as human beings made to live
Right,
in isolation like for
right.
too long. So but that doesn't mean that I need to be around, just everybody. But so I will, when I feel like, engaging in social settings, I will put myself and surround myself with the people that I don't feel like I have to perform in front of. So that's you, that's Haley, that's Terica, Jasmine, that's, people just throughout the years
My
where
buddy.
it's,
Yeah.
yeah, buddy, even Brandon and Rashad, Miracle, the
Yes.
guy, all of our
Yes.
family, mom, dad, just
Our cousin.
everybody, our
Hey.
cousins,
Yes.
where we can just literally
Be
like
ourselves.
be ourselves, talk like we from Atlanta, because that's where we are from,
Ain't got to put on.
yeah, my little track might be showing, might need my fill in might have
Pop
been
out.
on week 6 that I need a fill in, but
Listen.
3 nails is missing, and it's like
Ain't ain't got to
I'm okay.
be fancy. We ain't got to go out. We just be at somebody's house.
Yes,
Chilling.
literally hard. Like we've had times where we at your house and we just like, oh, we just about to go to sleep.
Wake
We
up
just
in the
we'll
morning. Everybody's still there.
everyone's still, and it'll be like 4 or 5 people, like not like a huge thing, formal
Yeah.
thing where you had to cook and decorate. No, it's just,
No.
and those types of things just make me feel like such my tribe is so solid. Just
Listen.
I
It's
can't do.
very authentic with us. It's very authentic. Nothing's
Yes.
we're not pressured into doing.
No.
We just have a man,
We have
y'all.
a great group of friends, and
Solid.
so solid. Love them. So that makes me feel like I'm taking
Mm,
care of myself by like being around people that I don't have to like perform for. I keep saying
right.
that. But
Put
and
and
then
put it on.
finally, the third thing is definitely therapy. Like we said. So I I am like a huge advocate for
Mm-hmm.
therapy. I just and
Therapy and Jesus is what we need.
what we said, that's it, that's all.
That's it. That's all. And then with the period.
Man, therapy has changed the game for me. I just feel like
Life changer.
I feel so much more self-aware, and that doesn't mean like, I think there's a difference between being self-assured and
Mm-hmm.
self-aware. Like I'm not sure about every decision that I make, like, oh, I nailed it there, or
Right. You
yeah,
ain't
I'm showing up perfectly and just the way I want to show up in I have all of the tools because of therapy to just knock it out and be the best that I can be in every situation at all times for all people. That's not the case. When I'm
no,
talking about self-aware, it's like I feel like in the moments where I mismanaged somebody's feelings, where I didn't honor myself, I didn't speak up, for how I was truly feeling, where I didn't humble myself to apologize or extend an olive
mm-hmm.
branch, or I took something too personally that didn't have anything to do with me. That's kind of what I'm going through right now, realizing I take stuff too
Mm.
personally.
That's just a trait we got.
I be taking stuff so personally, and I'm just like, I'm aware of it. At least it's like, okay, I see that. I see what I did there.
Yeah, I see. I see. I
I
acknowledge.
see how that could make somebody uncomfortable. Let me pivot and try
Yeah.
to create a comfortable atmosphere for at least the people that
Mhm.
not for everybody, really. Everybody that I'm around, I don't want people to be uncomfortable around me. So
That's
being, it might take me some time to know, like, oh yeah, I'm acting out. I've been acting out.
when we say watch me,
Oh,
you know what that
we
means.
already know. Watch me,
Watch. When
because
we in a
I'm liable to cut up. Yeah.
when we in a group and somebody says watch me, we already know what that means. But no, to your point, sis, that's a very
Yeah,
valid point.
therapy. That's what it does,
And let
or
me
has
tell
done for me.
yes, and let me tell you, my therapist, I don't even know how you know how long I've been on this earth. I ain't gonna tell y'all my age,
All
but
right,
you know how long I've
don't
been.
say nothing about that. Yeah, all
How
right.
is it that I have survived a whole life without her. Like, huh?
No
I
clue.
she but it really is just so eye opening. And let me tell you what therapy has done for me. The number one thing that therapy has done for me, and I say this so often, even my staff members say, "Well, you know what Miss Alnisa gonna say." I say so often, it has therapy has taught me how to give other people grace,
Ooh, ooh,
because a
ooh,
lot of
ooh, ooh,
times I
ooh.
just be like, no,
Yeah,
cut it. Nope, you made a mistake. Nope, nope. And I can't be out
I
here.
can second that emotion.
I can't be out here judging people like that because I am not perfect.
Right,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
So it really has taught me. I literally start when people come to me and they're complaining and they're specifically about another person or what they did or blah blah blah. I'm
Hmm.
like, give them a little grace,
Yeah.
especially if it's something that is a easy mistake. This is something that we can work through and fix.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Give them some grace. Give others grace. So that is
So
probably
true.
the thing that I take
That
away.
is that's a really good point. And not to keep like driving home this point home, but seriously, like, j- I think yes, that, and also giving myself grace. Like, I think we probably grew
Yes.
up. Yeah, I think we grew up,
Being hard on our
religious, and I think sometimes it's easy to interpret being like feeling like, oh, I made a mistake, so now I'm not worthy. Like, it's sometimes like I will
mm,
feel like if I'm not
come on, Lord,
performing or
preach.
not hitting all of these markers, that
Mm,
that somehow makes me less worthy of what exactly, what, sometimes in my mind it's like, what is, so that I messed up, so I made a misstep. Do I really, in my mind, in my heart of hearts, am I gonna tell myself you not worthy no more of God's love, of
ooh,
people's respect, of
oh, facts,
joy, peace, all of these great
love,
things, like,
happiness. Oh,
all of that. So that's just, it's kind of, I think therapy absolutely gives me grace for myself, and in giving myself grace, I feel like
amen.
that shrinks my ego, so that I know I don't have these expectations of myself to be perfect. So when I'm not, I'm able to course correct easier, instead of digging my heels in and being like, no, I'm right, because I have to be right, because that's the only way that I'm worthy, is if I'm right. Seriously, like, I feel like it really helps with being able to be like, I didn't have the expectation of myself to be perfect and to show up perfectly anyway.
Mm,
So when I don't do that, I can have a conversation and say, hey friend, hey sis, you know, even if it's not like I verbalize it. Maybe I'm not to the point where I'm like, yeah, I F that up. I can check myself and be like, I'm gonna not put them in that position anymore. I'm gonna show up better for them. And
mm,
sometimes it is, yes. I will have to have a conversation like, hey, I was kind of tripping on that. That, no, I ain't really, I wasn't really aware. That's my
valid,
own stuff that I was putting on you. Just don't listen to me.
valid point. Don't listen to me. And it's easy to project, you
Yeah.
your feelings or your thoughts or your beliefs on other people, and it sometimes might not even be that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, we kind of take things to heart and we
Yeah.
hold on to it. And
Yeah.
I really am focused on just being, honestly, just being a better version of me.
Yeah.
Girl, I'm trying to get to them pearly gates. You see what I'm saying? Jesus, you
Come
hear
on now. Let me in.
me? Let me in. Don't let me in the back of the line either.
Hey, I'm good with that. Hey,
As long as I'm in the line.
baby, get
Mm-mm.
me up in that
Listen,
line.
I'm just trying to get to the pearly gates because crazy
Yeah,
this world is. I just don't know. I just get it right, get it right, get it tight, get it right, get it tight.
get tight.
Okay,
Listen,
I'm on it. I'm on it. Jesus, I hear you. I
I
see you.
look. I feel like we're already getting into today's meat of the matter. Like
Yes.
we're literally talking about it. So go ahead and set it up, sis.
Okay.
What's the convo for today? What's the inspiration? Give it to them.
Okay. So listen, y'all. Okay. Lauren sent me a clipping, and one of my favorite people, probably one of Lauren's favorite people as well, because
Yeah.
she's actually the one that put me on to him. Um, but one of my favorite people is Kev on Stage, and him and
Yeah.
his wife have a book that they're about to put out. It's called
I
Marriage.
think it's out.
Oh, is it out?
It's out the 13th September. What's today? 14th. The 4th. What's today's date?
Wait, today is the 15th. So it
It's
just came.
out. It came out this week.
I'm gonna start reading it
Yeah.
tomorrow. I've been waiting
Yeah.
for this book. I've been following him, and I listen to his podcast. And I'm listen. He talks about. You sent me a clip about him and Melissa, his wife, and then they were talking with Kurt Franklin and Kurt Franklin's wife
Tammy.
about
Hmm.
marriage be hard because Kurt
That's the
Franklin,
name of the book. We
right?
didn't say
Marriage
that.
be
The
hard.
marriage be
Sorry.
hard.
So that's the name of the Kev on Stage, and his wife Melissa's book, Marriage Be Hard. I don't know how long he's been married for a long time because they've been married since they were young.
Yeah, I think they said they're coming up on like 18 years, over 15 years
And
they've
they
been married.
baby. They
Yeah, they're
baby.
not even 40 years
No.
old yet.
And Kurt Franklin and his wife Tammy have been married for like 27,
Almost
27.
30, almost 30. Yeah, right under 30 years, I think it
Yeah,
was.
right, like literally right there, right? And so, they were just having a conversation about marriage be hard. And I was just like, man, you right. But it's a lot of other things that be hard too. Marriage be hard. Parenting be hard. I
Ooh, I
mean,
don't even know
single
that.
life be hard. Divorce be hard.
Oh,
I could
ish
go on.
kata.
I, I could write a book on how everything be hard. Life literally be hard. Life be hard.
Oh
Like
yeah.
seriously. And while I'm gonna read this book, but I want to talk about like what's hard. What do you feel like be hard in your life right now? Like at this very moment, present, right now,
Oh,
day September 15th of 2022. What be hard?
bro, this is such a touchy subject, and I know, like, we talked about what we were gonna talk about before, not to produce, but we wanted to be prepared.
Right.
But I feel like hopefully I'm not just talking. Don't listen to me, but hopefully I'm not just talking, bro.
Take a
Hopefully
sip. Take a sip,
some.
sis. Take a sip.
Okay, you know what? You're right. You're right. Mhm. I'm back, baby.
Okay.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
back.
baby. Let's roll.
Hopefully I'm not just talking. Hopefully this is like, I think when I was going through a divorce, it was somebody that was just like regular, degular, not too deep,
Messy.
not too careless. Was like, bro, it'll be okay. You look, just work the process. You got your head on straight. You gonna
Work the
make
process.
it. You know what I mean? Just one foot in front of the other. It's gonna be okay. You made that decision.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
it is.
Everything gonna work itself out. Just don't lose yourself in the
Mm,
process.
mm.
So hopefully this is just a little clip it of like maybe somebody who even 5 years from now, somebody might look at this and be like, oh, that, you know what? I'm not alone. I'm not alone. And I'm
Mm.
just gonna relate it to like, I feel like I've known women that are pregnant. You've been pregnant twice. I've been around pregnant women. I mean, I know, but it's almost like every so often I hear of a completely other thing about pregnancy that I never knew about ever.
And I work in women's health. What you be hearing, good? What you be hearing?
Girl, just like yesterday at work, my coworker was talking about how while she was, this is a tangent of all tangents, y'all. Don't listen to me.
Don't listen
My
to
coworker was talking about how she was breastfeeding the baby that she had just birthed, and she was still contracting, like she was still having contractions, like in pain, contractions. And she said she talked to her doctor and was like, what? And her doctor was like, oh, yes, your uterus is still trying to contract, to its, I guess, original state. I don't know. I ain't never been pregnant. I ain't never birthed no baby. Okay. Okay, but I said all that to say it's a lot of things about marriage that people don't know until
Yeah.
you in it. It's a lot of things about divorce, separation,
Yeah.
about everything that you don't
In
know until
your
you
life.
in the thick of it. You just
Uh,
don't know.
you just don't.
So maybe if this is somebody considering separation, considering divorce, or in divorce, newly divorced, long time divorce,
Mhm.
maybe this can be like some perspective. But so I want to just briefly talk about what be hard for me.
What be hard for you, sis? Come on, tell the people. Come on, tell
Y'all,
the
it,
people.
it, it be hard dating after divorce. You so dramatic.
I want to know
what
it.
is
I want to
what
know.
is wrong with you?
Tell me. Tell
It
me,
it
girl.
it is it's hard, sis.
Oh, listen,
Why is that your face?
I'm fine because I'm ready for this story. I don't
It's
know. I
I look
heard it.
you. I ain't finna give you no crazy stories now, but just the
We'll
you
say
ain't
that
getting
for another
you
for
ain't
next
off the
off
record. You
script.
feel me? No, but it is it can be tricky. Okay,
Yeah.
so I I think like one of the things I can be an observer. So one of the things that I had noticed like about some women that were around my age that may have gotten divorced like around the same time I got divorced or separated or whatever. And this is don't listen to me.
Don't
I am
listen to her.
I this is
How many
not a
times can you say that? We talking to you. Don't
yeah.
listen.
Don't listen to me.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So it's not a one size fits all type of thing with
Right.
anything in life. What we're talking about is dating after divorce. It's no one size fits all. Like I've seen men who right after their divorce, they are like they found the person that they want to commit with and they're like, "Oh, I just got divorced, but I'm in a relationship. No, this is my man. This is my girl."
I'm gonna
And
save what I think. I'm gonna save what I think. Okay. Mm.
I I can guess.
Okay.
But okay, I knew going in like I don't think that I want to get in a serious relationship like
Mhm.
right after divorce. I kind of want to date, kind of just be a little lighthearted. I don't really I want to give it some time for what I just kind of went through and for everything
Absolutely.
to kind of set in and settle me to figure out who Low is post divorce with,
Yes.
out a husband now, because it's not the same as just being single. I
Mm.
tell single women, people all the time, like, I think being single and never being married is different than being single after you've been married. Do you think so?
Girl, come on now. You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. And I was,
Absolutely.
yeah,
Wholehearted.
and it really was so different too because I am different. I'm a completely different person from when I was in my way. Or I think I met my ex-husband when I was like 23,
Yeah.
24, somewhere around. So I'm 34 now. I'm
Mhm.
like a totally different person. I have a lot more kind of clarity on who I am as a person,
Mhm.
my core values, my deal breakers,
Mm.
some of my likes
Mm.
and my dislikes. And I believe I came to a lot of that in my previous relationship while I was married. I believe I figured out a lot of that during that time. And after going through a divorce, I knew I just wanted that to kind of settle in. Like I wanted to settle in as a single woman. I feel like even in my 20s, I had a college boyfriend for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Then I got married. I never really dated.
Take
I never like
time to.
just have fun and get to meet new people and just you be lighthearted, nothing too serious. I think I was always from young dating with the intention of something long term. I always say I never wanted to be married because I don't think
Yeah.
consciously I wanted to be married, but I didn't feel like I could just date for fun. I guess I
No, that makes
subconsciously,
complete sense.
yeah. I think
Absolutely.
subconsciously I always thought I'm dating and I have to get you some more wine.
Don't feel
I was thinking that I have to like kind of decide, this is for I'm dating for a purpose, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And
How has the
yeah,
experience been for you now?
dating they honestly though, okay, in all honesty, it hasn't been bad. It hasn't been bad. I um I feel like because I haven't put a lot of pressure on myself to
Yeah.
like be this unicorn of a woman, like, ooh, all the I don't know,
Come
like
on.
whatever that
Come
is, whatever that is, like I don't feel the pressure to be like Instagram model or like super cool or
Yeah.
just overly sexy and just got it all together and poised or very impressive, like, oh, I'm a lawyer, or I am,
Yes.
I know all of the scriptures from front to back. Like, I don't feel pressure to be something that I'm not. I definitely did right after being divorced. I wasn't comfortable with my job. I felt
Mm,
like I'm rebuilding. I'm 34. I don't know who's gonna really be into just kind of somebody like in an entry level position in
mm,
their
mm.
30s. I'm still working on my bachelor's degree.
But you got your associates.
I got my associates now. I do got a
Yeah.
degree, and I'm working towards it. I'm just being honest. Like those were some of the things that I was like just down on myself about. Like even I had to stay at home. I was at home, living at home with my parents right after the divorce, just trying to kind of get my bearings back together. And even being like 34 and in my mind thinking like, do I have enough time to still have kids, to meet somebody, to have kids, and
Mm.
just and knowing like being divorced could be count me out of some guys, whatever, like they don't want to, just like people, some guys don't want to, or people don't want to
With
date other
they
folks with
kids.
kids. Some
Yeah.
people don't want to date someone who's been married before, which I'm like, I get. I would prefer not to date someone with kids. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, I get having your preferences, and I think I was just being very hard on myself early on, just because it was so fresh.
You didn't know what to expect. You didn't know how to even be in that space
Yeah,
because you had never been in that space before. It's new.
exactly.
It's new territory. You're like, okay, what do I do? How do I do this?
Exactly, exactly. So I definitely went through a phase where I just was a little hard on myself, and even when I would meet guys, I wouldn't really get into what I did for work. I wouldn't really say like, "Oh,
Listen,
I've
no,
been
I feel
divorced."
I don't know what's wrong with you. You could never quit your job. Okay.
Yeah, they
Don't
love.
tell them.
I right now, and just in a matter of less than 3 years, seeing how you can't really judge
I
somebody
quit.
for where
Yeah.
they are. You can't really judge somebody for where they are, because in a year, 2 years, 3 years, it could be a
Things
whole different
can
story.
change in a splickety second. Okay.
Slick. I mean, even just where I was then when I was not confident to where I am now, God has
Mm.
given me so much favor and just made ways. I should be struggling. Like, let's be clear, gas is prices are up, rent prices are up,
Grocery,
and
everything. Every
okay, wine. That was $12. That
girl,
cost $12, and that was like the cheap. That was a cheaper wine.
y'all must have
That's
been bougie.
girl. So I'm saying, but really, when I think about how like God has just sustained me and elevated me, even elevated me,
Mm.
like that's a crazy thing. Like especially when you think about divorce, you like, oh, you're just, you're. That's the scarlet letter. You're.
It's like a shame. It's like a walk of
The
shame.
walk of shame.
You know.
Yes. So I feel like I had like this chip on my shoulder where it's like, oh, I don't want anyone to know I'm struggling. Like, oh, I'm okay. Everything is great. And not even really so much that pressure, but just being like, ugh, I'm mad that I'm not in a position that I want to be in everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Until honestly, call back to therapy. I was having these conversations with my therapist, and she was like, it does good to look at somebody else's ladder
Mm.
instead of just climbing the one that you're on, because you don't know how far their ladder goes. You might have been climbing for way more stories than them, but you can only see so far on their ladder. You don't know where they are on their ladder. You don't know how high their ladder goes up. You don't know. So
Yeah. That's amazing. I
just
love.
worry about your ladder. And she made me identify the
Mm.
areas in my life where maybe I have achieved more. Like,
Mm. Mm.
she's like, you're empathetic, you are
Mm.
intentional about creating safe spaces for people, all of these different things, and I'm like, you know what, you're right, I got something
Some
good
carve.
going,
Yeah.
as a person, so let me lean into that, focus into that, and all of these like check mark things, like job, career, education. I'm working on that. Like, they're in process. And in 2 years, in 3 years, in five
You
years,
gonna be a millionaire
hey, mighty
because
God.
you
He
because you studied
Shondo. Hey,
through. You
come
listen.
on, somebody.
Anything
But
can change in the blink of
anything can
an eye.
change. But to get back to what
Go
we're
play the
talking about,
microphone. Maybe we'll all be millionaires.
ooh, ooh, oh, I'm gonna just put in a I'm gonna just put in a quick request. Nobody's paying their student loans off first and foremost. I don't care if we win the lottery. We're not
Girl, let
doing
me
that.
tell you something. You know much I owe for student loan. I
You
wish
have
I
you're
would.
gonna get into that because you got like
I wish I would try to pay. I got I
all the
got kid-
degrees.
I got a kid right now in college. I got to pay his college education. You think I'm gonna pay? It's a lost cause.
Nobody's doing that. I
It's a
don't
lost
care if
cause.
if I
I
had Jeff
appreciate. I
Bezos
appreciate.
money. I'm not
I
doing that.
appreciate the writing off of the 10 to 20,000. That's all that's gonna be.
But as far as I'm concerned, that's
That's
all the money you're getting out of me.
the last thing on my. That's the last thing on my mind. A
No,
student
I'm not.
loan.
No.
What?
What do you mean? I'm
Okay.
not doing that. So
I hope that's not
that's out.
incriminating.
That's out as far as the lottery winnings go. But I do want me a little lake house. You think you could hook that up? Just a tiny house, lake house.
Yeah, we could do
Just
that.
think on that. Yeah,
We could.
yeah, when
You
we win
see,
the lottery.
y'all
Yeah,
see her. Y'all see this?
yeah. Don't
Okay.
listen to me. Don't listen
Don't
to me. But
listen to her.
since you
I
listen
was
to me, I want
about
the
to
lake
say
house.
I'm
I
gonna
want the
try
tiny
not to
lake house.
listen to her, but she gonna
No, no,
bring it
you
up.
listen. You listen to me.
She
Listen
gonna
to me
she gonna bring
closely.
she gonna bring it up again.
Listen to me
But
closely.
no, sis, that's
But
really good. That's really good.
yes, back to, I guess, to wrap it all up. Dating after divorce for me personally hasn't been particularly hard. As you know, sis, I was not on social media for a very long time because I personally
It's,
don't think that social media is good for my mental health. I just
I
don't
don't.
like.
It's not good for the world's mental. It's not
I can't.
in some capacities. I mean, it's good
It's
in this sense, of course, but in some
right.
capacities, it's not. Absolutely.
It's not good for me to, for comparison's sake. I'm not there on my journey to be able to
Mm,
see those images of, I know something that isn't even a real life. But I think like I said earlier, I can take things personally. And if I'm seeing stuff too much where I'm constantly comparing myself to this, to that, the third,
yeah.
it's just not good. Or seeing something that I maybe haven't healed from that I can't
Mhm.
avoid.
And it's triggering.
Yeah, I'm like,
You
I
are
can't
talking about
avoid it.
girl. You
I
talking
I I
about
I can't set myself up like that. You feel me?
you can't set yourself
So
up
yeah,
failure.
I haven't been on social media. So I think a part of that is when I have been like going out on dates or whatnot, I've just been able to kind of be be a little more carefree. Like, I'm goofy,
Yeah,
I can be kind of laid back, but when I'm comfortable with you, I can be goofy and
yeah.
corny and just just all these
Your own
things, like
element.
just marching to the beat of my own drum, and being cool with that. Like, One week I'm at Dragon Con, the next I'm installing a lace wig. You know, it's like there's all these
Great.
elements.
Doing my makeup,
Yes,
whatever it is.
right. I'm still a black woman from Atlanta. I likes my nails. I likes my bundles. I likes my lashes. And also, I'm about to listen to this political podcast, or I'm about to listen to this audible book on theology, or all of these different
Hear
things. So
me.
it's just like I like to do all
Balance.
these things, balance. And I feel like now I've been able to kind of approach dating with more of a showing up as my authentic self and being comfortable with it. It hasn't, it's been, you know, some great days, some not so great days, but overall, I haven't had like any just horror stories where it's just been so horrible
Jesus,
and it's
keep it that
turned,
way, Jesus. Keep it that way, because I hate to have to cut. Mm.
well, you know, quiet as it's kept. Georgia is, a,
It ain't. It
and
ain't. It ain't. It
you
ain't.
you can get you protect, stand your ground. Don't come up on me because
Don't
I
you?
got, like
Don't you
my
try
dad said, I keeps me a piece
a
of steel.
piece,
Now don't play with
okay?
me. Don't play with
Okay.
me. No, that's not
Don't
I'm
listen
very
to her. Just
peaceful. Don't listen to me.
don't.
I'm not
She
about to
is
do nothing.
with
I
her
am
piece.
peaceful.
Got
Okay.
peace.
Well, there it is. There it is. But yeah, overall, it's been fun. I've enjoyed it, and honestly, right now, I can see myself coming to a place where I'm like, I'm ready. I feel like to try to kind of open myself up
Oh,
for like a relationship. Like maybe
okay.
that's
Ah,
next for me
the
now
next
that
step.
I've, yeah, now that I've had a
Growth.
good time dating and just having, you know, fun, just casual meeting people. I feel like okay, I dating can be exhausting after some time because it's like, I how many times can I talk to somebody new about how many siblings do you have, what's your favorite
Yes.
color, where you from, what do you like to do on the weekends, like
Yes.
and now I feel like I'm over that brand new kind
Yeah.
of getting to know somebody new. It's like, it's fun, it can be fun, but also it's like I think it gave what it needed to give,
It
and
was given.
now and now I feel like I'm ready to just open myself up to something more. You know, however
The
that
new
looks for me.
possibilities.
Hmm.
Amen. Amen.
So
And
there's
hey,
that.
hey, sis. Let
Now
me just
what
say.
about you, sis?
Let me just say
Oh,
that.
okay.
Listen, you are a beautiful, smart, intelligent woman.
Don't
And
get me to
just
cry.
tell you, you have done an amazing
Oh,
job.
you about to make me cry, sis. Hush.
I'm sorry, but me as a big sister, I'm very proud of you and the things that you've accomplished. And any, you know what, that don't appreciate your worth can come and see me. Pull up, or I'll
Like
pull.
my daddy says, he can go play in traffic.
I threw it down. Play in traffic, my dude. Okay. But seriously, I'm
Thank
so
you,
proud of you,
sis.
and I am proud of the work that you've done on yourself to grow in the space that you're in. And I just know that God is going to do some amazing things, and I'm looking forward to it. So excited
Thank
for you.
you, sis. I
Don't worry about
appreciate
it.
it.
It'll all come to full circle and full fruition. So
I
you
already know.
did
Now,
good.
on to you, madame. What
Yeah.
be hard for you? Life
Listen,
be hard. What be hard?
life be hard. And I think I can, just a little bit of a background. I can relate to you in a sense because I was married at a young age and divorced at it, and also divorced at a young age. I think the difference, and not to say that it's, one is more important than the other, our journeys are just different, for different reasons. But I was not only a divorcee at a young age, I also had two small kids. I was divorced when they were very small. And so for me, I think my journey was more of a, I got to get it for my kids. And, I do not like to lose. I don't, we're very competitive. We sit, we were in freaking Paris playing card games in our hotel rooms. That's how competitive me and my siblings are. Like,
Until like 3 in the morning, and then we would go out to a bar and then come back and be like, all right,
and
let's get one more game in.
it's ridiculous how much we thrive, and it's
Hmm.
not. I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing. I
Right.
actually,
Absolutely.
um, I think because of where. Oh, girl, look at what I say.
Oh,
Is it
they
okay?
stay dry, baby. So I got to moisturize throughout the podcast.
Butter them up, baby. Um, but I think a lot of that drive, even when I was a young divorcee mom of two, has pushed me to the level of success that I've accomplished. And hands down, I think what be hard for me in this very moment is success. Success be hard. Like,
Talk about it.
and my journey to success,
Right.
the sacrifices, and even when you achieve a level of success, I feel like it's always okay, well, what's the next
Ooh,
level that I can
God.
accomplish? um and I did.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was a divorcee mom of two. And let me just say, as Lauren said, Lowe said, the tribe, man, is
Oh,
thing. Let me tell you something. I am so grateful and thankful to the Lord Jesus for the tribe that He has given me, because
yeah.
I, I was a mom of two small babies, and if I did not have a tribe, I don't know how I would have survived.
Ooh, bars.
I really commend, really on another level, commend those who are able to do what needs to be done, and they don't have that support system that I had. Because
Right?
I truthfully, honest to God, I mean, I was young, I was just starting my career. I didn't even know what I wanted to do. I was a college dropout at that time, and trying to, you know, for me, success was hard because as a young woman, Black woman,
That
single,
part.
newly single, two children, trying to hold down a household and trying to have that work life balance, but also understanding that there was more that I wanted to, um, pull and bring to full, circle, so that not only I could say that I was successful and I took the steps to accomplish certain things, so that my kids weren't struggling and they had what they needed, and just the bare necessities: a roof over their heads and food on the table and the shoes and clothes that they wanted. um
Yeah.
you know i I would work a full-time job and then leave that full-time job and go work a part-time
Yeah.
on the weekend.
For
I
years.
just it ain't been that long.
It
I mean,
hasn't
it's probably
been
been the last 6, 7 years since I haven't had, like, held down
two
two
jobs.
jobs.
But it was
I,
you did that for a much longer time than you haven't been doing that. It seems
I
like.
did it for a much longer time, but because of my tribe, I was able to do that, and to, allow my children to not only have what they needed, but have what they wanted. And it's not all about that. Not to say it's about that, but I was building. I was trying to build something, and I was trying to build a future, and I just had aspirations. And I think early on my success journey, it was one of those things where we grew up seeing our parents work really hard. And if I'm just being real transparent, and you might have said this, I can't remember, but if I'm being real transparent, our father had a whole business. He was an entrepreneur and he was a felon. So for me, for us, that was like, you ain't got no excuse. And he's a black man. You ain't
Yeah.
got no excuse. So it was one of those things where I was like, I know if I set my mind to it, I can accomplish what I want to accomplish. And I
Yeah.
can, and the sky's the limit, pretty much, you know. And so for me, early on, it was more so of just trying to fit in because you're doing the job and you're working hard, and then you have these people that are looking at you like, well, why are you working so hard for this person? And
Mm,
so, but that's
mm-hmm.
all we knew. That's all I knew. I saw my mama work hard. I saw my daddy work hard. That's what they instilled in us, to
Yeah.
work hard. And so for me, there was no option other than you wanna you wanna eat, you gotta go eat, you know.
Make it plain.
But
Okay.
also with that, if you want to excel, you got to put in the work
Yeah. You gotta
to
apply that pressure.
you got to put in the work to get to the next level. And so
Yeah.
I think early on it was more so of me trying to figure out where I would fit in as a young black woman. And then I was, you know, placed in leadership positions as a young black leader. And that was even before I had degrees. And then I went back and got these degrees, all while still being single, all while still raising kids, you know. And then
Mm,
even as I evolved and grew in my leadership role, there were just always challenges, you know. People,
yeah.
you could walk in a room and you could tell the energy, like, what is this young black girl doing here? And I feel like I still get that to this day.
Wow.
What are her credentials? Why is
Ooh.
they think because, you know, they see a young black well put together, and I am not tooting my own horn, but
So,
what I'm saying is
hmm.
the perception of it all can be like, well, what are your qualifications? And it's just, but honestly,
Yeah.
to a point now where I love that because I'm like, oh, you don't know about me, huh?
Ah,
You about to find out real soon, real quick,
ah,
real quick. Like, okay, you don't know about this. You don't know about this black woman.
mm.
I'm gonna show you.
Go off.
I'm gonna show you. And one of the things that, and it's still a difficult task for me, because just people can try to intimidate you and to make you small or smaller. But one of the things that I make myself do now as a black woman, and I still consider myself to be a young leader, is I command the room when I walk in it. Like, you gonna know that I'm here for a purpose, for a reason. I'm
Yeah.
not going to steal the show, but I'm going to show up to show you that I belong here just like you
You
do. You
how
got, why are you here?
I'm
And I
gonna
don't.
I'm gonna ask you, that is such a powerful cheat code. I
Mm,
think to people, it kind of goes it I think it's a way to combat imposter syndrome, where
mm,
you feel like they think, what, how did I get here? So I'm thinking, what gives me the no, I'm going to combat imposter syndrome by taking up space in
absolutely
this all white, all male, all
dominated.
60 and older leadership room. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to take up space. What gives you what is it like? For me, what makes me feel confident in spaces where I probably wouldn't normally is being very prepared. So
Hmm.
knowing what I'm going to say ahead of time, being very knowledgeable about the subject. You're
Hmm.
not about to trip me up because I know I'm prepared.
I'm quick on my feet, baby.
Right. So what is it when you, because you've been in leadership for a
For
long time, for
uh,
specifically corporate leadership. I feel like I have experience in ministry leadership, Black church specifically.
mm-hmm,
You have corporate
mm-hmm,
leadership, like director. These are top tier leaders where you don't
right.
really see many people of color in general, not
Yeah,
let alone women, let alone Black women.
right.
So, what kind of over the years have you been able has kind of made you feel like, okay, giving you the confidence or the ability to be able to say, I'm gonna take up the space and command the rooms that I go
Yeah.
in?
That's a good question. And I will say early on in my leadership roles, honestly, for me, I was very blessed and very fortunate to have people that just, God's timing, he just be on it. Like at a
Whew.
young age, I was
Yeah.
just placed around the right people to kind of
Mm.
help mold me and to give me the encouragement to say, you know what, I see leadership potential in you. And these were people that looked like me. I know two women,
Dope.
Black women specifically, that the reason that I'm on this journey of leadership was because of them. Because I don't think before I saw another Black woman in a leadership role and commanding and taking on this, just I am that woman, and
Yeah.
you want to know who I am when I as
Yes.
soon as I open my mouth, you're not going to overtalk me. You are going to listen to what I have to say, because what I have to say is just as important as this man sitting to the left or to the right.
Yeah.
And I saw these very courageous women who were just
I love
go-getters, and
that.
they were Black.
I love that.
And I don't think I would have even thought that that would have been. I was
Ooh.
just out here working hard to be working hard, because I knew that's all I knew. But then when I was working hard and I'm seeing these Black women, and I'm like,
Mm.
y'all out here commanding, y'all
Yes.
are out here directing, y'all are out here really full-fledged being leaders and inspiring people. And you
I
know
love
how I
that.
feel? I feel inspiring somebody is like really big for me. But until I saw that whole those narratives, I didn't even know that that was a possibility, because I had never seen that before.
Wow.
And so when I started being in the presence of these women, and they were encouraging me to say, hey, I see these leadership qualities in you,
Wow.
that started turning my wheels to say, you know what, let me look a little deeper. Let me
That's
And
so
sometimes it takes
fire.
someone else to kind of pull what the positivity that they see within you, that just kind of heighten it a little bit, and make you aware of
Absolutely.
it, to so that you have that positive affirmation to know,
Yeah.
you know what, I am that chick. I can do this.
Yes.
I
Like
can do
you
this.
see it. You've told me you see it. Now, I guess what I
let
see it.
me just put let me just put
That's
let me just
fire.
put it to And so for
Yeah.
me, that journey in itself with seeing other Black women, actually, this is a true story. One of the and she This was the very first Black manager I had, in the same setting. It was two really influential Black women. One of them I just found on LinkedIn probably about 2 months ago, and I sent her
Oh.
an email and told her how her how she
Oh
inspired,
my
how
gosh.
her just putting those words of affirmation and really investing the time,
Yes.
dedicating,
Ooh,
her
that's
time and
powerful.
just energy to say, I see something in you, and you may not see it in yourself just yet, but I see it, and I know that you can be great. You will be great. And I reached out to her
Wow.
to say, listen, I just want you to know this is a true story. I just want you to know how inspirational you were because of the example that you set for me. I have been able to accomplish things that I would have never thought that I could
Yo,
accomplish.
that's so effing dope. Okay, I
That's the
know
person I want to be. That's the person I
that
want to
was
be.
that was what I was gonna ask. I was like, do you feel now almost like a responsibility or a call to be that for other young Black women that you may see? Like, hey, I see some leadership in you, something in you that you probably, because you're in almost like in survival mode. You
Yeah,
just trying to do your best, show up so that you can earn an honest living, provide for you yourself and your family. But no, I see something more. You don't just have to see yourself in this job for 10 years. You could
right.
become the supervisor. Then you could
Listen,
become the manager. Then you might be able to finish 3 degrees, because we ain't talked about that, how you got 4 degrees. Okay.
talk
Nobody
about it.
nobody's talking about that.
Listen,
Nobody's
let me
talking
tell
about
you,
that.
to God be the glory. Okay. To God be the glory.
So
Listen,
yeah,
it is an education, but
you feel that
I
responsibility.
honestly, I feel it's an obligation as a
Mm,
leader to inspire the next generation of leaders. I really, truly do. And I am so passionate about that. I as a leader, I spend a lot of time, I invest a lot of time in my those that I manage and my staff, and not because, I don't I'm not going to say I see leaders in everyone, but I want to see the best in everyone.
mhm,
And if
mhm.
I can get you to see that just as someone else also got me to see the best in me,
Right.
then maybe they can become, or they can get to the point where they're at their fullest potential, whether
Yeah.
that's 2 years from now, 5 years from now. But I can honestly say I've had staff members who have reached out to me that I haven't managed for years. And one just was like tear jerking. She sent me a text message. She was just like, I just thought about you. I wanted you to know what a influential manager you were in my life. And because of
Mm,
your leadership, is exactly what I did with the people that showed me that I had more within me. And
mhm.
she said, because of you, I decided to take on leadership roles. And she said, when I'm talking to my staff members now, I always say, what would Alnisa do?
Oh
That's
my gosh.
and that's what it's all about, because sometimes a,
Oh,
as a leader,
that
you
is
have those difficult conversations, and you have to, like,
mm,
I don't think that I'm like the stern, like, crack the whip, you got to be in,
right.
but there it's just the certain things are just black and white, and you either adhere to them or you don't. And
Mhm,
I provide a lot of feedback, and okay, well, how could we have done things differently? And I try to look at it from all perspectives. Before I
mhm,
try to give people grace, I really, 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 really do. I try to give people grace,
mhm,
and I
mhm.
hear both sides of the story, all sides of the story, and I work with them. And there are some people that you just, I don't know if I can say a lost cause, but there are some people that you just can't get through to.
Absolutely.
But there are some people that when you invest that time in them, that it triggers something that they didn't think they even had within themselves. And I have seen that so many times, to where, for me, that's one of the reasons why I decided to teach. I you
Mm,
know
mhm.
um it's rewarding to me to be able to lay a foundation and to see the growth in a
Ooh,
person.
that's
um
good.
and it ain't Alnisa doing it's they had it in them. They just needed one person to give them the push
Girl,
motivation they needed. And I truly
you
believe that
are
that's my call.
something else.
Honestly, I do. I do
That
calling. So
it is. It is. It absolutely is. And you really are a true leader, like a good leader, a really good leader. No, seriously, not just in the corporate setting.
right.
You're just a good leader. And I think sometimes that's the difference between somebody who worked for their position,
Mm,
apart from it just being your nature. Like you just have a caring nature.
mm,
You if you could save the whole world from all of the evils, you
I
would.
would. I
You would.
would.
But aside from it just being your nature, you also started in a position where the odds were, for all intents and purposes, stacked against you. And
Listen,
what the kids say, you got it out the mud, baby. You really worked for this. You worked for this because
uh,
it is your nature. But I think that is the difference between, like, I've had managers where I'm like, oh, you don't have that component to see these people as people. Like, you want
you just trying to
the
get
bit
through your day.
you just trying to get through the day. You want the business to operate. You want this. And like, I love how you said some things are just black and white. That's
Yeah,
true. Time
yeah,
and attendance, it's
yeah.
black and white.
It's
That
black
you
and white.
we
You
we
either
we, we
doing your job or you're not. You either here or you're not. You either friendly to the patients or the customers or you're not.
some things are just black and white. And then there are some things where it is like, I have people working on my team, not
Yeah,
computers, not robots. So
absolutely.
I also have to be able to hear what it is that they're saying
Yeah.
and extrapolate, like, what, like, even if they're, I think you're good about that. Like, you talk about how your staff members talk to you all the time, and I think you give them such a space to be able to say, okay, I will be patient enough to hear you, because I know that if I give you this, if I invest in you, you're going to show up for this job. And I think that the proof is in the pudding. Like you said, some people are lost cause, but I don't really be hearing you talking about how you got to do new interviews every quarter, because your folks stay. They
And
stay. You don't have to be
listen,
hiring new folks all the time.
and I will. That is a testament in itself. But there are definitely some challenges. However, I do think that it's important to invest in people because I've had poor leadership and I've had great leadership, and I know how I've responded to both.
Yes.
So you might as well go out. I tell staff members all the time, listen, you here. Why not go just be great? But just be great at what you're doing. Like you already
So
here.
good.
You're already here. So even if you decide, I'm not going to be here forever, at least, and this is something sidebar.
Ooh, that's good, sis.
But sidebar, Warnock. Is his name Warnock? Yeah.
Yeah,
He
Raphael,
yes.
our senator.
He yes, there's this recording and it's a like a commercial going on, and he's like, my dad always said, if someone hires you for a job, do the job you're hired to do. And I think that applies to
Very good.
every I think that people don't understand that. Like, you just can't come in here and tell a job that pays you what you are and you not what you gonna do and what you not gonna do. You get what I'm saying? Like, if you gonna do that, then you gotta work for yourself,
You
baby.
got.
You just gotta find a job. And no love lost. But if you're going to do a job, do the job that somebody pays you to do, and do it till it's the fullest potential, because you just know
Yeah.
where it's going to take you. You never know who you're going to cross. I mean, I get frustrated even when I have bad customer service. I'm like, no, I ain't nobody yet. But I say
Uh,
that to say,
the lie
you don't
detector
know who.
determined that's a lie. You are
Well,
somebody. Okay.
yes, I am I am in the Lord's eye, but I'm saying you don't know who
Right.
you're coming across. You don't know what influence a person has. You don't
So
know
true.
how if they could change your life for the good or for the bad. You might as well treat everybody kind
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
do the
Mhm.
job
Mhm.
to the best of your ability. You might as well.
So true. And on that same vein, you, even if you do know their station right now, you don't know where they will be in 2 years, in 3 years. And if
Absolutely.
they have a good exchange with you in their current state, then when they are in a position to maybe pull you up or to drop your name in somebody's ear that you need, if you make a good impression, and I know we're talking about just maybe one time encounters, but even on a larger scale, if you are an entry level position right now, and
As you talking about how
yeah,
you were,
yes, and your manager or
mhm,
supervisor is just a jerk, or one of the people that you service is just a jerk, and they come back around 2 years later and you're the HR director, or 3 years later, 5 years later, and you're the HR director, and they're still a supervisor, and they're trying to, you just I feel like I've heard stories like this all the time, and
it
even
plays out
have been
the time.
in that position to be like, okay, somebody's name comes across and it's like,
Mhm.
what say you, Lo? And
What?
I'll be like, I ain't about to
Well,
ish on nobody's parade, but I'm not vouching for nobody that ain't, you not gonna drag my name in the mud too.
who-
Now you
you
go on and
talking to
roll around in
somebody?
that mud if
You
you want
talking to
to.
somebody, sis? Come
That's all
on
I
now.
got to say. I'm
Don't
leave that
listen.
alone. Don't
Listen. Don't
listen to me.
listen to us. But this is just part of
So
my
good. So
success.
good.
Hard. It's a lot of things in life that be hard, but my journey has definitely not been the easiest, but I am grateful and thankful to God for what He's brought me through and where He's brought me to.
Hey, mighty
I be rhyming.
God.
I be rhyming.
Oh, she's a writer. She's a writer.
Yes, Lord. Well, this was good. This was a good combo, sis.
So good.
We're
We
a little over our time.
the we are. I guess we should talk more in between these podcasts so we don't have so much to say to each other when we go live.
Get it out. We got to get it
We
out.
be trying to like make it super authentic, so it's like I don't want to tell you
Yeah.
too much about what's going on, so that I
Yeah.
can. But this was great. Hopefully, you guys really enjoyed what we
This
have going on
episode.
today. Yeah, and come back to watch us every week. Our intention is to chop it up every Thursday evening,
Yeah.
somewhere between 8:30 and 9:15 ish, East
We
Coast time. So, y'all just come and chat with us. Look, I'm an auntie, nieces, a mama. Like, I think that you can like put comments and we'll be able to see them while we're streaming live. Feel
yeah.
free to come.
That
Yeah, I think just somebody test it out. Net week, like my daddy say, net week,
we
net week.
real quick.
Test
Like
it, test it out. Share,
share,
comment,
comment,
like,
like,
subscribe. This
subscribe.
is my personal YouTube page. I guess at some point I'll have to figure out a way to rebrand so it can be our thing. But
It
in the
is. It is.
meantime and in
It
between
in
time,
the meantime.
y'all come on down to good old YouTube and see what we got going on around town. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I do want to say again, huge thank you to everybody that watched. We were literally looking at the count. Like, I can't believe, you
Oh, we
know,
appreciate
a
y'all. We love
hundred and so
y'all.
yeah, so many people wanted to hear what we had to say. So
We thank each and every one of you personally. Okay.
everyone personally. So yeah, y'all come on back, and sis, I want you to. I know you the wise one. You the good. You
Child.
be meditating. You doing your
I do be meditating. I'm
meditations.
gonna meditate tonight, girl, after I grade these 34 papers.
Oh, okay. Well,
I'm
that
gonna drink some more
okay.
wine.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. I don't even know what to say to that other than Give us and yourself, in that case, some words of wisdom to
Oh, yes, yes,
exit
yes, 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 yes.
on.
Oh, I think you're gonna like this one, sis. You gonna know this one as soon as I say it. I want to take you by the element of surprise. You ain't gonna know.
Oh,
I'm gonna hit
I'm
you. Okay, so
I'm
my
getting
words of
excited.
wisdom come from a wise man. I'm always gonna start that. I'm gonna have some wise women too, okay? But wise man. And the saying is much prayer,
Ah!
much power,
Little prayer.
little prayer, little
Hey,
power,
no
no
prayer,
prayer,
no
no
power.
power.
Nisa
You like that one,
Myers.
didn't you? You like
Uh,
that one? That's
Shout
Bishop.
out to Bishop Keith Young Sr.
Hey, we love you.
We
That's
love
good,
you,
wasn't it? All
Bishop.
right.
Nisa, you is something else.
Y'all keep that. Y'all keep that. Much prayer, much power. Little prayer, little power. No prayer, no power.
And on that note, y'all, we'll see y'all when next
Hey, we
week.
love y'all. Bye,
Bye.
sis. Love you.
Bye, sis. Love you.